So thank you. May God bless our troops. And I hope you all have, I'll be speaking before them, but a Merry Christmas as we approach it. Questions?
Should Americans be worried, sir?
Let me call on Nancy of Bloomberg.
Thank you so much, President Biden. Do you think that other countries will be reluctant to report variants or other strains given the travel ban that you put so quickly on South Africa?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's what's going to happen.
Mr. President,
Let me call on Alexis. Alexis.
Alex? We've got two Alex.
Oh, Alex of Reuters.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. President. I wanted to ask if the U.S. is doing anything to screen international travels for this variant and what is being done, if anything, internally to see if the virus, this variant has already arrived.
Well, there's a lot being done. I'm going to turn to Dr. Fauci to answer the last question about what's being done. Doc?
Thank you, Mr. President. We already have in place when people come into the United States, they have to be tested before they get on and they have to show vaccination documentation. So even before Omnicron came in, we have a situation where we'll be able to test. And talking about testing, fortunately for us, the PCRs that we mostly use would pick up this very unusual variant that has a real large constellation of mutations. Fortunately for us, that the PCRs that we do pick it up.
And we're following extremely closely the medical community, the COVID team, any developments as it relates to how severe it is, how quickly it spreads, how dangerous it is, et cetera. We have more work to do in that area. And Wall Street Journal, Sabrina.
Thank you, Mr. President. The UK, Europe, and a growing number of countries have confirmed cases of Omicron. Are you considering additional travel restrictions on countries where the variant has been detected? And just separately, you urged Americans to wear masks in indoor public spaces, but many states and cities, including Washington, D.C., have lifted mask mandates. So are you calling on state and local officials to reinstate mask mandates?
With regard to the last question, the answer is I encourage everyone to wear a mask when they're indoors in a crowded circumstance like we are right now, and unless you're eating or speaking at a microphone. Secondly, the degree of the spread impacts on whether or not there's a need for any travel restriction. But that's not, I don't anticipate that at this point. And we'll see. We'll see where that works. And so the other Alex doesn't have a heart attack. I want to call on him. Is it
Mr. President, two girl Alex.
No, I'm not an Alex, but I'd love to ask one question. The other Alex.
Okay, let me ask the other Alex and then you, sir.
Mr. President, is this the new normal that Americans should expect, anticipating future potential variants? Should we expect intermittent travel restrictions and potential drops in the stock market going forward? Do you have any words of reassurance that this won't become the new normal? And then for both you and Dr. Fauci said earlier on CBS that lockdowns, shutdowns are off the table for restraining COVID going forward. You said that won't be part of your plan on Thursday. But why is that? Why are you taking that off the table?
Well, to answer your first question first, the answer is I expect this not to be the new normal. I expect the new normal to be everyone ends up getting vaccinated in the booster shot, so we reduce the number of people who aren't protected to such a low degree that we're not seeing the spread of these viruses. Now, we remain to be seen exactly what the elements of this particular strain are, but if they're, as I hope, then it's not going to be fundamentally different than in the past. In terms of, what was the second part of the question?
Are lockdowns off the table?
Yes, for now, yes.
Why is that?
Well, because we're able to, if people are vaccinated and wear their masks, there's no need for the lockdown. My last question.
It's going on from that question. We've got the Christmas period coming up, huge amount of travel. Would you give any thought to domestic flights requiring tests or vaccine before people get on planes the same way as they do for international flights?
Well, at this point, that's not been recommended. I would wait for the scientific community to give me a recommendation on that.
Are travel restrictions restrictions too late to be effective, sir, given that Dr. Fauci says this new variant could already be here?
You understand the point of the travel, of the restriction, to give us time to get people to get protection, to be vaccinated and get the booster. That's the reason for it. Thank you all so very, very much. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I'm sure I'll see you between now and Christmas, but hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Thanks.